Alright guys, real quick, just going to use this opportunity to shill my other platforms. You can find all my links on my Linktree page. The main pages I'm going to be using other than YouTube are going to be Minds, Odyssey, BitChute, Rumble, and Truth Social. So if you guys want to give me a follow over on those other platforms, I'd really appreciate it. But without further ado, let's get into the video. Alright guys, making another video here. This is a pretty much just red meat for conservatives at this point. So, you know, I didn't really want to make the video, but it's too funny. And to be quite honest, I don't really like the way that conservatives and Republicans are handling this particular situation. But in the crazy world that we're in today with the Biden regime, I would say that this is just meme worthy, I guess. Like, I was trying to think of what to say. Like, I don't want to say that this is appropriate, but it does serve a greater purpose. So like, I could see why they would do it. And of course I'm talking about the recent, I think it was like 50 or so immigrants that were sent to Martha's Vineyard by Ron DeSantis. And there's been several others that have sent from Greg Abbott, and I'm not really a huge Greg Abbott fan. I think he was like extremely soft during the COVID lockdowns, but I don't know. He's kind of all Texas has at this point. We'll just have to see what happens in the future. I definitely would rather have him over who's running against him, Beto O'Rourke, but that's beside the point. But yeah, Greg Abbott has been doing this as well. Where they're sending immigrants to other states. I think Chicago, like Lori Lightfoot, had this hilarious bit where she was... By the way, Lori Lightfoot looks like Danny DeVito from Batman Returns. Just throwing that out there. Every time she gets up and talks, I can't even take it seriously. But I think she said Chicago has gotten like 11,000 illegal immigrants. So that's pretty fun. And again, these numbers, what's really crazy is these numbers are tame. I think they've had, like, they've said total since Biden has been in office, it's been over 1 million illegal immigrants in this country. So they're sending like 50 to Martha's Vineyard, and then like they'll send them to Chicago, they'll send them to New York, Baltimore. I don't know. They're sending them to all the leftist cities. They sent them to DC with Bowser, got really upset on that one. Muriel Bowser, I think is the name. I always forget the first name, but yeah, it's just funny. And again, I'm going to get into the deeper problem here because, like I said, I don't think that this is a wise decision overall. Like, it's a good political strategy, but as far as like an overall strategy goes, we're basically just sending the immigrants deeper into the country, guys. So if we're trying to fight illegal immigration, I mean, this is not really the overall way to do it. But however, because we live in clown world right now with Biden, it's almost like, what else are you going to do? As Ron DeSantis said in his recent press conference that he did, it's like, well, if Biden would just do his damn job and secure the border, we wouldn't have to do this. But this gets into a better solution, and I can't remember exactly what show. I think she was on Tucker, actually, Tucker Carlson, but Carrie Lake's suggestion is that she's basically going to declare this an invasion, and I can't remember the exact articles in the law, but that's essentially what she's going to do. She's going to invoke the law on these people and completely close her border down, and that's what I think the governor should do. I mean, a lot of people, again, are kind of like arguing online. I'm seeing it from a lot of centrist circles, but we're pretty much past centrism at this point, if you're asking me. You know, a lot of people want to fence it, but, you know, we're way past that point because, you know, Biden has basically called MAGA semi-fascist. He's weaponized the DOJ, the FBI, the CIA, all the agencies against us. You know, the FBI raided Trump's home. These are just things that are unavoidable at this point. You know, they still have people jailed in jail for January 6th, when literally the only person that died that day was Ashley Babbitt. I followed that very well. I actually have a video planned on duopoly that I've been writing. It's just taking a while to get it out, but I followed what happened during the honk honk. You know, I can't really say it because YouTube, but you guys know what I mean. The 2020 honk honk. I followed what happened with that very well, and so the government, the media, the alphabet agencies, the bureaucracies, it's all against us at this point. So there really are no more centrist views on this. And so I like what governors are going to do. Like if the president isn't going to do his damn job, to quote Ron DeSantis, then states should be enforcing their own borders. And so I live in a conservative state. So it's like, yeah, I don't know if it will happen in this state, but that's the way that I would like to view it, is that states are going to start enforcing their own borders. And really, my biggest problem is just the federal government in general at this point. They have way too much overreach. I think it was Pete Buttigieg said that he wants to start trying to enforce the green energy agenda of California on the rest of the country. Like, it's stuff like this, guys. It's beyond the pale at this point. And so it is hilarious that they're sending them to Martha's Vineyard, though. Like that's where the Obamas live, and all these rich people. This is really the funniest thing about it, and I'll kind of like get to the point here, is that it's showing the hypocrisy of the left. It's just classic nimbyism, basically, where they're saying, you know, we don't have any problem with illegal immigrants, and you know they deserve to be happy too, and they deserve to have freedom, and all the stuff they use. But the moment that the problem is presented on their own doorstep, all of a sudden they care about security, they care about the Second Amendment, they care about borders, right? Kamala Harris's house, they showed that too. There was some immigrants that were showing up at her house, and she was not very happy about that. She had like 2 police officers out there, and they were guarding the gate, and you know, it's become clown world as far as that goes. But it is funny to do this. I get it. It's a political stunt, because really I think the goal of this is they're trying to show the hypocrisy. Because at this point, I don't think we need to wake up a lot of the right, or even a lot of the centrists that are like drifting right. And then there's a lot of leftists like Joe Rogan types, and I don't know, maybe Bill Maher, stuff like that. People that are normally left, they basically will probably vote Republican this time. I don't know if they'll vote for Trump, but the point is that we have to start making it so obvious to people what's going on in this country that they can't really deny it. Like, I even have a buddy that's more left-wing. Like he's very big into the whole deep state idea that, you know, the party, you know, the dual party is controlling everything, which I very much agree with. However, you know, things like Trump and MAGA, those are like organic movements that have started in this country, whereas like most everything else is astroturfed. And that's one of the reasons, probably the reason why they go after MAGA so heavily, is because, you know, it poked a bear. And who knows what'll happen in the future. Like, I like Trump in many ways, but I don't think he's like the perfect model. But, you know, he did start the momentum. So that's what people like Ron DeSantis and Carrie Lake are doing that I really like. I don't like that they're sending them deeper into the country, but when you have millions of, like, literally, it's not millions, but it's a million plus illegal immigrants at this point. I mean, what are you going to do, guys? It's only 2 years into Biden's presidency. We got the midterms coming up in like a month and a half, but then it's the race to 24. And again, you guys have heard me say this on the channel. It's going to be the political year from hell. You also have Vladimir Putin's election coming up that year. So if you guys have read anything about Russia, you know it's going to cause a lot of chaos in that country. But who knows with the Ukraine thing. The point I'm making is this global, it's not really an American issue anymore. This is like a global problem now. We're talking about like supply chains, everything. So this is going to get dicey, guys, but I thought it was really funny that they did that. And, you know, again, I see the strategy. The strategy is to kind of wake people up to the hypocrisy of the left, because they're always talking about how they love immigration. They just love it so much. But the moment they show up on their doorstep, this is just like classic elitism, classic nimbyism. You know, the white liberals, especially white female liberals, they are the worst, probably the worst category of citizen in the country right now, because these are the people, these are really the people that are the ones that they just, all their feelings, right? Like the J.K. Rowling's, right? She's got a freaking castle. She's got like 30 plus rooms in this castle, and she even admitted in an interview a long time ago that she doesn't even like go in most of the house. It's like people like this could actually house immigrants if they cared so much. Again, I'm very much against illegal immigration. I'm just saying if these people that bitch and moan about it, they need to put their money where their mouth is. So anyway, guys, that's a ramble video for you, just kind of off topic, but I just been thinking about it and wanted to make that. So let me know what you guys think about this situation down below. Also, if you guys want, I'll probably make a poll again, but I made a poll recently. Suggestions for video ideas, other things you guys might like to see. Also, if you're new to the channel, please go ahead and subscribe there. And also make sure you guys like this. It really helps the algorithm. And then as usual, check me out on all those alternate platforms as well. Because, you know, YouTube is kind of a dumpster fire at this point. So anyway, guys, that is the video. It's been Jigsaw0097. I'll talk to you all later.